Tajidele again. So I'm happy you all came. I think today's main topic is gap or parto of dying. It's a little bit difficult topic, but sooner or later we have to face this. In order to live fully, we have to also know or prepare the moment of dying also. One thing we cannot escape is that we have to go through this channel of dying. Of course, if we practice authentically, diligently, we might not go through this channel, but more like 99% something we have to go through this channel. Because our consciousness is borrowing this body, which is very precious also. But some point, the expiration date going to expire. Hopefully we can find fresh body. Or we don't need any body, physical body. We can find fully awakening from this dream-like body, enlightenment state, ultimate liberation. If that not happen, we better prepare. Whether we like it or not, we have to go through that way. So reflect on that. It helps us to live fully. It's also not that this is the only one life. There's many lives. Death is not that bad. If we know how, we can have another life. So anyway, you want to hear? Don't cry, huh? But cry is okay. But cry with love. Happy cry. I'm sure you've seen someone passing away. That same thing will happen to you. So all depend on a parto of samadhi, means parto of meditation. We talked yesterday a little bit, so we didn't have much time to talk about that. I'm sure you will look for that kind of teaching. It's called mind-nature teaching, finding the real fake gap and carry that gap day and night, even in the dream, called clear light in the dream. Make a strong habit that anytime, no matter what, where you are, you can come back to that. With that conviction, then you will die properly. Did I say something wrong? You said something wrong. Sometimes we call joyful of living and could be joyful of dying. We have so many great stories that great masters, yogis, yoginis, when they passed away, it's like changing another room. In fact, they're happy to live because they know what to do with the next thing, because they have a visa and they want to use the visa, cross immigrations and land or new land. New land could be better than this land. Maybe not, hopefully, yes. So I will do some technical stuff as information. You can find in the book also, but I will roughly go through it. After that, we will practice a little bit together. Practice of dissolution. Prepare for real dissolution with when it comes, you know what to do with that. So I think I don't need to explain about dying so much. We have 5 skandhas. The skandha of form, feeling, perceptions, formation, consciousness, together with 5 elements, earth elements, water element, fire elements, wind or air elements. They're from form to next, one by one, dissolving. And at that time, there's some sign, external sign and internal sign. External sign, become bigger, the 5 earth element dissolve into water element. The water element dissolve into fire element. Fire element dissolve into wind element. I don't need to go to detail about that. You feel weak, cannot move, dry. The dissolution of the warm. It's quite depressing. So, all of you are educated. If not, ask Mr. Google. And inner sign is really interesting. The sign of luminosity. So it's either when the earth dissolves into the water, the inner sign is like a mirage. Not so luminous, but it's some kind of very moving, but kind of grey mirage kind of sign. So water dissolve into fire. Inner sign is like a smoke, and when fire dissolve into the wind, the inner sign is like a fire spark. When the fire does like that kind of, it's a sign of luminosity. No, when dissolve into space, fire to wind, wind to space. Okay, at that time, inner sign, like very pure, clear cognizance. Especially your mind become very clear, more alert, because at that time you are getting closer to the mother luminosity. So your consciousness become very alert because it's not bound by elements and skandhas. You are more freeing from the karmic body. Actually, it's not so bad news, it's good news. So, the 5 elements, 5 skandhas already dissolved at that time. So, the last is space dissolved into clay, into a clay. It's called vessel, but not the. It's called clay light, but not the mother clay light. It's still a path, closer and closer, closer. Path clay light, not the ground clay light. Space dissolved into clay light. So at that moment, there's 2 breaths cease, outer breath and inner breath. So outer breath cease. That means clinically you are dead. But we still have to seize the inner breath. So do you remember the 5 elements together with 5 skandha?
記得啦
dissolved.
嚇
And then finally dissolve into space and clear light. And the brain is not working anymore. Almost irreversible. Maybe some magic happens. But you are still not dead yet. It might take some time. That's why sometimes we ask not to move the body. Means if someone has visa, then it makes difference. If you don't have visa, move, no move is same. But sometimes you don't know who has a visa. Even though you claim you have visa, you might not have it. You claim you don't have it, but you might have it. So these things is connected with the realization is a private. So normally we don't move for a while if we can. So what happened is we have 2 bodhicittas, 2 elements from mother and from father,
咁我哋係有
which we call white and red bodhicittas. The gross body is dead. Subtle body, not yet.
忙嘅
It's about to die also. So within the subtle body, there's 3 main channels and many chakras. And head, top of the chakras, white bodhicitta remains, mostly, bindu. And below navel, 4 fingers below navel, there is a hara chakra. Anyway, 4 fingers below.
Yeah.
Mostly heat and red bodhicitta remains. Of course, it moves here and there, but mostly remains in these 2 places. Now, the channels, chakras start to expire. The chakra cannot find any support to remain because chakras, channels, nadis are supported at physical body. And now physical body is not supporting the subtle body. You still want to hear? Yes. I look at your face. You're giving me a sweet and sour face. I understand. And spontaneously, from top and from the bottom, both having dissolution, means not more functioning. The channels are not keeping its own shape, it's breaking. The red bodhicitta connected with the heat is reversing up, coming up. The coolness or bliss of white bodhicitta start to come down because again all the chakras are loosening up. It's about to merge at the heart chakra. You have different signs at that time. When the white come down, you have a very like a clear space without any cloud sort of. Very vast, open, clear. Actually it's a good experience. I think many Rinpoches, sometimes they have these experiences. But they still come back. I don't know why. Supposed to not. Miracle. Technically not. You're going, but still they come back. I think Mingyur Rinpoche went there more or less. Luckily he came back. I'm so happy. For him, I don't know, maybe come back is problem. For us, it's good news. So I asked him how. He explained all of that he experienced. Experienced almost to the end. It's just like a bigger space, more bigger, more bigger. If you let it go, it become more bigger. according to him, it was quite fun. I have no experience. And I don't want to experience. When real time come, I don't know, but not before. So, so when the red bodhicitta comes here, you have some kind of like sun, like a red sun kind of experience coming up. More empty, more empty, more empty. And the little bit bad news is, when these two clap in the middle, the white and red bodhicitta, bang. And most of people become, what do you call, unconscious. At that very moment, all the 33 connected with the anger also dissolved. 33 connected with aversion, anger, thoughts, inner thoughts, negative klesha. All the klesha will also dissolve. Not only the elements, the kleshas. When outer death happens, klesha is not dissolving yet. When inner breath start to cease, all the kleshas from aggression and attachment and ignorance, all klesha, everything cease. That's why we have a choice. We have a chance to connect with Mother Luminosity. If elements cease, klesha not cease, then we will not meet our mother. Our mother is still obscured by the klesha. Klesha means negative thoughts and emotions. So everything, 33 kleshas connected with aggression, 40 afflictions or kleshas connected with attachment, 7
40個係貪啦，
7 afflictions connected with ignorance. All compounded phenomena, perception, compounded means which is birth, dwell and cease, are collapse. Not only elements, skandhas, everything, virtue, non-virtue, good karma, bad karma, anything cease at that moment. If you are a very great practitioner, you will not go into unconscious. But you're okay practitioners, and most of us okay practitioners, no? I don't know, but myself is yes. Middle class practitioner. Sorry, choked me. Every time I talk about Pardo, it chokes me. But according to Mingyur Rinpoche, no need to be choked. Next time, I'm sure you will hear from him. Real thing. My one, I have to look at the book. I don't think so he need the book, because he went there. So most of the practitioners become unconscious at that moment. Not non-practitioners, yes. Unconscious, definitely. Because no visa. Even you have a visa, you met a tough officer. Took into another room. Not let you go outside. Your bag is waiting for you. Only your bag is moving. But the other practitioners, their visa is quite good, I think. So some point, you wake up from that. Like this. For a while, you open up. Do you understand? Conscious came. And okay practitioners can recognize there also. Most of them. Many bang, like that. Some bang, like that. Conscious come back. And that consciousness is mother luminosity. If you aware, if you know at that moment, that's it. But whether you will recognize that or not, it depends on visa. Yeah. But also how long they last is depend on visa also. Some visa just short visit, no? Some visa for 3 months, some are permanent. Sorry, there's no permanent. So that depends on how long you are resting in the child luminosity. If you really purely can rest in the natural mind, you can have 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, that will last that amount. See, it's depend on visa also. If it's just 1 minute, then you lost natural mind, then that also very short. So better to practice longer, diligently, many times. Short moment, many times, we call. In Dzogchen's tradition, it's called view of texture or view of cutting through. In Mahamudra system, the view of simplicity, the second yoga. In Mahamudra system, the 4 yogas, the second yoga. One taste is the third one. Second, ask Google.
Yeah.
And also Dzogchen terminology is called recognition of Rigpa. Means
Rigpa.
pure awareness. Pure awareness. Awareness beyond subject and object. Means the mind, normal our conscious mind, realized its real nature of emptiness. And the mind emptiness become inseparable. At that very moment is called Rigpa. That might not last very long. Dualistic fixation will come and covered. So you lost the gap. But we look again through the instruction of the teachers. We call pointed out instruction. Through effort of your own practice, you will see a glimpse of that natural mind and the force of the merit, not marriage. Marriage can be helpful, can be cover more. Never mind, bad joke.